Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're actually going to build these layouts. As you can see, they are kind of a little bit complicated, and for that we're going to use grid template area. So today we're going to learn about grid template area in detail, and by the end of this video I think you guys you'll be already familiar with and able to create a layout like this or even like this one. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. But if you're new here to on my YouTube channel, I highly recommend you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll massively appreciate if you'll do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have got my Visual Studio Code open. This is the editor that I'm using, so feel free to use any editor of your choice. And I'm going to start out by creating index.html folder like that, and I'm going to use emit like that by so that to be able to generate this boilerplate, as you can see. So and I'm going to create a CSS style.css file, like that, and I'm going to link it before I even forget. So I'm going to say link and click enter like that, and I'm going to say style.css, as you can see. Let's first think about our layouts. We want to build this kind of layouts. To build this kind of layout, and the way we're gonna think about it, to think about how many columns that we're gonna have here. So think about this way. This one is the first column. Let's ignore this one. This header. Let's ignore this one. This one is the second column. This one is the third, and this one is the fourth column. Again, let's think about the row. Let's ignore this sidebar here. Think about this one is the first row, this one is the second row, this one is the third row, and this one is the fourth row, as you can see. So we have 4 columns. We also have 4 rows. So let's go to our Visual Studio Code and start. Let's first remove everything here. Let us first remove default style. As you know, you need to do that. Margin 0, padding 0. You need to remove padding and margin, as you know. And we have to say box sizing, border box, like that. So once you're done with that, so let's first start with the HTML. Before I even continue. So I'm gonna create a container. The container that will hold this entire thing here. Let me delete this first. We need to create a container that will hold this entire layout here. So, and I'm going to call it a grid. So let's go ahead and build that so let's go ahead and build that one. So I'm gonna create a container, and I'm just going to call it a grid like that. Here as you can see, we have sidebar, we have header, we have section 1, 2, and 3, and this one is the main, and this one is the footer. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So, and I'm going to use semantic tag for simplicity. So I'm going to start with the navbar. So I'm going to say nav, and I'm also going to say aside for the sidebar. Aside for the sidebar. Again, I'm going to say section, because we have section there. So I'm gonna click Shift Alt down arrow. We have how many of them? 3 of them. We have 3 sections here. So again, we are going to have main section, as you know, and we also have footer. So I think we're done. So we have sidebar, header, section 1, 2, 3, main, and footer. So let's start styling our grid by targeting it. So I'm going to say grid like that, and first I'm going to give a height of 90 view height. Yeah, and to be able to see it, I'm going to give it a background color of, let's say, red for now, and let me go live. Let me start my live server to be able to see everything that we so as you can see, so click Control B to have a lot of space in your Visual Studio Code editor. So again, I'm gonna say width of, again, 90, because I don't want it to cover the entire screen of my browser here. So I'm gonna say 90 to view width like that. See it now. Let me, if I expand, as you can see. So so let's give a margin. We want it to stay here at the center, and the simple way to do it by saying margin. Let's say, let's first give 0, then auto. Do you see how it is? It keeps itself at the center. So, and so let's give top margin here of like let's give it 20 pixels. So as you can see right now, our container, it is at the very center, which is something that we need, right? So let's continue on. So because I want to create a grid layout, so I'm gonna say display grid like that. So I'm gonna say display grid. As we say, we need grid template column. We need how many column? We need 4 column. 4 column of equal space. So that is how to do it, and let's for now do that. Then later on, maybe we could do some changes. So let's go into the row grid template row. So we're going to say we also need to create 4 row of equal ratio like that. So then we want to structure our layout, right? See how this layout is. Let me expand this a little bit. So on the first column we have sidebar, then on the second column we have header, on the third column we have header, also we have header. So and for that we need grid template area to do all of that. So I'm gonna say grid template areas, and we're going to define this way. First we have 4 rows, so we don't have to put a comma here, so we need to leave a little bit of space like that. So we have 4 rows, right? And the first row we have sidebar. You can call it any name here, and here we have nav. Again, we also have nav, then we have nav. So that was, this is what we have said here. We have said we have sidebar. So we have said we have sidebar on the first row. Again, we have header on the second row. We have header on the third row, and we also have a header on on the fourth row. So let's go ahead and define the second row. Again, let's go ahead. You can just separate them like this for good structure, to get good structure. So on the second row, here we have sidebar, then we have section 1, we have section 2, then we have section 3. So the way we're gonna do it here, so we have, again, we have sidebar, we have actually you can give it any name. So instead of me saying section 1, I'm gonna short it like that, and sect 02, sect 03. Again, it is over. So on the third row, we have also sidebar, right? We have sidebar. Again, we have main, which extend to the end. So we have 3 main here. So you can see by yourself. We have sidebar, main on the third row, or even on the last column. So let's end up our last row. We also have sidebar again, sidebar, then we have footer. So we have footer, again we have footer, like that. I think we are done, right? So now we have we need to target each column. We need to target each column as we have defined here on our HTML. So I'm going to start with navbar. So I'm going to say nav, then I have to say grid area, the area it needs to cover, our navbar. The area need to cover our navbar according to how we have defined here. So we have to say nav according to the way we defined there at the top. So in order for us to see it, let's give it a background color. So background color of, let's say, yellow. You can start seeing it like that. So first let me remove this background color of our grid here. So let me remove, as you can see, and let's target another thing. Let's target a side. Then let me shrink it so that to see. Let's say a grid area for this one. A grid area, it has to be according to how we define it here on the grid areas. So we have this, we call it sidebar. Let's give it a background color so that we can see. So let me give it a red background color. As you can see, things start to be very interesting, right? So let's now target section here. Section. So the way I'm going to target the section, because I didn't give a class name to create uniqueness to each of the section, I'm going to do this way. I'm going to say, I'm going to use pseudo class nth child, then I'm going to give child 1. I'm going to say background color, let me give it a blue color. Let me give it a blue color, and say grid area, sect, I call it sect 01. What it doesn't show, so let me say nth of type. Let me use this one here. Yeah, as you can see, now we can see our our section. So, and the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna click Shift Alt down arrow to duplicate the same thing. So I'm gonna say second child. I'm gonna give it sect02. Now you can able to see it. So to differentiate, let me give another color. Let me say gray. You can also see it. Then the third, let me say sect03. As you can see, okay, let's end up with our footer. So we're gonna target that. So by saying footer like that, and we're going to say a grid area, a grid area. Let's give it we call it footer, right? We call it footer. So let's give it a background color so that to be able to see. Let us say blue violet. Now as you can see, our layout is complete, and we forget one layout, which is main. So we have to end up with our main. So let's target that, tag by saying main like that, and saying a grid area. The same name that you have given here, it has to be here on a grid area. So we call it main. So if we give it now a background color of even, let's say, aquamarine, see what happened. Our grid layout is complete. So that was it for this video. I think we're able to complete it. So if you're new here to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, to give like to this video like that.